Welcome to Kemma's Never Seen It. I'm Kemma, and today the movie we're going to be talking about and recapping is Men in Black. You would think I bought this shirt and tie for this video. I didn't. I actually just got recommended to watch this movie not too long ago, and I already had this for something different, so it just fit. It just fit. Past me looks out for future me. But I do fit the bill. I got my tie, I got my glasses, I got a little star, because you know, we're galaxy hunters. I'm ready. As always, before we get into the video, let's go ahead and read what this movie is about based on the DVD cover summary. Men in Black follows the exploits of Agent K and J, members of a top-secret organization established to monitor alien activity on Earth. The two MIB, Men in Black, find themselves in the middle of a deadly plot by an intergalactic terrorist who has arrived on Earth to assassinate two ambassadors from the opposing galaxies. K and J face a simple imperative: track down the interloper or the Earth will be destroyed. It's in a day's work for the Men in Black. I'll go ahead and take the glasses off. That's enough for the bit. I committed to the bit. You guys know why we're here. Also, before we get into the video, if you saw my video where I reviewed Home Alone, you know I don't like bugs. You know I don't like things like that at all. Why I watched this movie? Well, I didn't know there was bugs in this movie. I genuinely thought that the only bugs were like the aliens, like the alien bugs. And I was just like, okay, I think I can get through that because, you know, the graphics and stuff wasn't as great, so it might not be too bad. Nah, they had bugs in this movie. God, is this gonna be like this the whole movie? Please, no! I'm not doing this. Oh my God. So I suffered watching this, but I did it because it was recommended to me and I'm posting it for y'all. But to start off with the movie, we start with this van or this truck type of vehicle, and it's driving and it gets stopped by these cops, like these patrolmen or whatever they were. They stop the van and they're just like, all right, we're going to go ahead and check the back. So get out. Let me see what's back there. And they find a bunch of people in the back of the van. They did speak Spanish in this, and like, it's very American Spanish, but it's better than Spanish I've heard in other movies. So I'll let it slide for a little bit. As they take the people out the van, there's this black car that pulls up and two men come out and they say that they're part of the NIS Division 6. And the cop is just like, what is that? One of them goes to all the people, is talking to them in Spanish and just, you know, kind of confirming what's going on. But one of them doesn't respond in Spanish. He doesn't speak Spanish. So one of the guys is just like, okay, the rest of you go. You can go back in the car. We'll just take this one. Don't worry. We got this. When they take him like off to the side, like into a little desert area. This man's an alien.
Mikey?
But he's talking to him casually, like he knows his name, and he's just like, what are you doing? What's going on here? Cameo by Elsa's Tale, if you can see it. And then one of the cops who originally took all the people out comes, sees the alien, white as a ghost. The alien sees him, and he goes feral. He's about to eat him. The older man in the duo, his name is D, I guess, and he's trying to get his gun thingy out, his alien thing out to get the alien, but he's slow. He can't get it. So the other person takes his out, gets the alien before he eats the cop. All the cops come down and they're just like, what's going on here? What was that? Blah, 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 blah. These other people come in this truck and they kind of like, I guess, clean up the scene to make it look like something else happened. And the guy took out his little thing, zapped him, and they lost their memory.
Who are you? Really?
Really? I am just a figment of your imagination.
After that happens, he kind of makes a story just like, guys, look what happened. Like a gas tank combusted. You guys got to be careful. Get out of here. Go back to do what you were doing. And they leave because they have no idea what's going on. And then after that happens, D, the older man, he's just like, I don't think I can do this anymore. Like, it's just not for me. I'm too slow. I've never been this slow. I think it's my time to, you know, get out of the business. And then the other guy zaps him. So he loses his memory too. I was a little confused as I was just like, why are you zapping him? What's going on here? But anyway, Then we cut to a police officer doing a chase. We're introduced to James. He's chasing down this, what we presume to be criminal. There are some cops behind him. I will say, as far as stamina endurance goes, I feel just like those cops did, but they're cops. Come on now. But I digress. James is chasing the man down. The man jumps off of a building and lands in the street. James jumps onto a bus, runs, finds a truck, jumps on the truck, and then he finds the man, jumps off the truck, and gets the man, pushes him against the wall. I'm just like, the athleticism in this man, Jesus Christ. So when he catches the man is saying something about someone's coming, like someone's after him, da-da-da-da-da. And then he takes out this thing, which looks like a gun, but when he drops it, it like evaporates. And then he gets away from James. He runs and climbs. He like scales the wall of a building. Again, athleticism. James runs all the way to the top to the building, catches him, and he's just like, oh, no, I got you now. I got you now. But then the person jumped off of the building. So that ended that. So that scene ends. And then we go to the middle of like, we're like on a farm. There's cows and stuff. So we're like on a farm. And we hear this man inside bitching to his wife, talking about the food is probably poison. Bama eat it though, but it's bad and all this kind of stuff. And then as all of that's happening inside, a UFO comes and crashes into the man's truck. He goes outside, he sees that his truck is done for, and then as he's going to the scene, he sees that he hears actually, there's this voice that's kind of talking to him, and he's just like, you're not gonna get me. You're not gonna get me. If you want to talk, you have to take this gun out my hands. Not only did he do that, he ate him, or so I thought. I thought he ate him. Well, he might have ate his insides, because he ends up taking his skin and putting it on him. Whatever the thing is, I'm assuming it's an alien. He puts it on him, and he looks all jacked up, but he gets out, and he's just like, that's his new skin. Ugh. So then we go back to James. He's in an interrogation room because a man jumped off a building. So they're just like, did you push him? What happened? You're talking about there's this gun that evaporated when it hit the ground. What does that even mean? So they're just like, you're crazy or you're lying. Then they leave, and this woman comes in the room. She's just like, I believe you. Meet me at the morgue. We can talk about it. Blah, 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 blah. James doesn't know what she's talking about, but she just leaves. And then she gets zapped in the hallway. And you know what that means? Mr. Man comes in. His name's K, by the way. I don't think I mentioned his name, but his name is K. He comes in and he's just like, unplugs the surveillance camera. And he's just like, so you saw exactly what you saw. What did they say to you? And follow me. They go to this pawn shop where the owner usually, I guess, steals watches or jewelry and then tries to like resell it and stuff. So James is just like, there's no weapons in here, but whatever, I guess we'll go with your idea. So he goes into the pawn shop. He's just like, hey, where's the weapons at? The guy's just like, I don't know what you're talking about, blah, blah, blah. And then Kay comes in. He's just like, show us the weapons. Show us now. He doesn't show them, and he gets shot. But when he got shot, he came back up and his head grew back. So I guess he has multiple heads, or he's an alien that can regenerate. I don't know. So then after that happens, Kay's just like, show us the stuff. He flips everything over. They see all the guns. James shows Kay the gun that the other person had, which we can now presume was an alien, had. And there's just like, okay, now we know. Outside of the pawn shop, Kay zaps James. That way he can't remember anything. They end up in a restaurant together, and they're just laughing and laughing because, again, James doesn't know what happened. He got his memory wiped. And Kay gives him this card for him to go to this building to meet him later. Back to the farm, there is the man, or the alien who took the man's skin. An exterminator comes, and he's just like, oh, I'm just trying to get all of the pests out of here, blah, 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 blah. The alien gets mad, and he's like, what do you mean get the pests out of here? Long story short, he ends up killing the exterminator and steals his truck to put his UFO in. Back to James. We're going to be doing a lot of back and forth if you couldn't tell. I'm sorry, but I'll let you know when we go back and forth. Back to James. So he shows up to this building. He goes inside. He's like, hey, I'm supposed to be meeting some guy here. He gets in the elevator and he gets into a room where there's a bunch of military men. Also, I didn't clock this until the end of the movie. The person who introduced, or greeted James is Patches. I've said this before. I've seen Dodgeball, and I heard his voice, and I was just like, that voice sounds so familiar. But it literally took me to the end of the movie to be like, that's Patches O'Houlihan. I know, I've seen some movies, and I'm glad that actors are in all of them, so I could be like, that's you. Do I know your real name? No, but that's you. So in that room, again, it's a bunch of military people, and then James, who's a cop, and Patches leaves them to kind of do this packet that they have. I don't know if it's some kind of test or written thing or whatever. None of them are very witty. None of them are very practical or witty. James breaks his pencil, and instead of just using the end of the pencil that he would need, he puts it on top of each other to try to write. Boy, why? And then eventually James decides, maybe I should be practical. But he drags a chair scraping on the floor all the way to his chair and then starts to write on it. But no one else thought of that. So I got to give him at least one brownie point. Then they go into this training room where it's like a shooting one, and a bunch of alien things are popping down. And then, the other people are just shooting at them. James is looking around. He doesn't shoot at them. And then he takes one shot and the test is over. Patches comes in. He's just like, so what happened? Do you want to tell me why you shot this little girl? And James is just like, he basically is just like, the aliens are just minding their own business. But there's this one little girl with a physics book when she's 8 years old. She doesn't know physics. She's lying. And I guess it impresses and makes Patches laugh a little bit. After that, Patches takes all of the other military men into a room. He wipes out their memory, and Kay is there. He's just like, hey, James, I want you to join our special force thingy. He tells him the history about aliens and different things that they had and different things that have gone on that have been the result of aliens. And they go to a park, and he's just like still explaining it to him. He's just like, I'll go ahead and give you a day to think about it, but let me know if you want to join or not. Also, is this a TikTok sound or am I imagining stuff?
Hey. Is it worth it?
Oh, yeah, it's worth it. If you're strong enough.
Because if it is a TikTok sound, again, there's so many TikTok sounds that have come from TV shows, movies and stuff that I don't know about. I just be hee ha-haing in the background. Then I see the movie and I'm just like, oh, that's why it's funny. Oh, I'm getting there, guys. I'm getting there one movie at a time. Oh, and also while this is happening, while James is trying to figure out if he wants to join or not, the alien is on his way to town. He has the exterminator's truck. He got his spaceship in there. So he's on his way to town to, I don't know, find something. James goes back to the building. He finds Kay. He's just like, all right, I'm in. Let's get this started. And Jay shows him around like the whole area. There's aliens that work for them. So he shows them around. He shows them this screen of different people. He's just like, all these people you see on the screen, aliens. One of them was Arnold Schwarzenegger. One was Al Gore. There was a woman in the bottom, and I can't tell if it was Cecily Tyson or if it was Dionne Warwick. I can't tell, but there's like all of these people are aliens, including your old high school teacher or whatever grade school teacher she was. So after that, James goes through the whole process of literally wiping out his entire identity. He deleted his birth certificate, social security number, ID, his name. He did this machine thing where he had to get his fingerprints taken off. Literally, there is no remnants that he even existed. And his name now is just Jay.
You know what the difference is between you and me? I make this look good.
Back to the alien. So we see that there's this man coming out of the shop with a cat. The cat is really cute, by the way. And the alien is watching him. And the man leaves his little shop. And in the background, Jay, I'm gonna call him Jay now. Jay and Kay get a notification that there's an alien around. There's someone in town. So they're trying to go out and find him. When we go back to the old man, he did say that he was going to be meeting someone, and he goes to this restaurant, meets this tall man. This man is tall. I don't know if the older man was just really short or if this man was really, really tall. It could have been both, but he meets this tall man and they start speaking in their alien language. They're both aliens too. When they meet, they are talking about how there's a bug on the planet and they need to be on the lookout or whatever. And I was just like, a bug? What's a bug? The alien then shows up, pretends to be a cook, and gives them their food. They realize that he's an alien and he's just like, listen, whatever you want, even if you kill us, you're not gonna get it. And he ends up killing them.
You can kill us both, but you will not find the galaxy.
Oh,
You're right about one thing.
So now we know that the alien is actually the bug they were talking about. So James is now Jay. We know who K is, and the alien is now a bug. JK bug. So the older man had this like little black thing on the table, but he was just saying how it was like full of diamonds. I think he said it was for his niece, and the bug sees that and thinks it's what he's looking for, and he takes it. K and J are out. They're looking at like the tabloid newspaper things, and they find that there's an article about a woman who's just like, oh, my husband turned into like this monster alien or whatever. So they go to the farm. They're talking to the wife. They're just like, did you notice anything suspicious about what he said, what he was doing? And the woman's just like, yeah, he asked for sugar water and told me to put a bunch of sugar in it. And Kay's just like, oh, really? Crazy. Zap. So then after they get that information, they also find out that, okay, those characteristics are about a bug. Bugs are not great. They're trying to hurt us. So we gotta go find this thing. Then we go to the morgue. So again, the two gentlemen were killed by the bug. So they end up going to the morgue, and they're the cat that was the older man's, he stayed with him. So cute. But they're in there, and then the lady who met with James earlier in their interrogation room, she rolls them in so that she can, do her mortician stuff. K and J come into the morgue. They pretend to be doctors, and they take a look at the bodies. They see the taller man first because the woman's just like, he has skeletal structure that I have never really seen before. It's kind of crazy. And then she takes J to the back to see the older man, the little man, and it's just like, he has no insides, no organs, no nothing. Never seen anything like this. I don't know what's going on. And then they notice there's some staples on his ear. Jay touches it and his head opens up. Another meme that I didn't know existed. That little alien in his head, is that the meme? Is that this meme? I'm telling you guys, I am stuck. I don't even know what year I'm stuck in because of all the movies I haven't seen. I really feel like a lot of things, like I find things to be funny, but I think I would cackle even harder if I've seen all these movies to be able to actually understand references. I don't know anything. But anyway, so there's a little bitty alien in the old man's head, and he's out of breath. He's dying. And he says, to prevent war, the galaxy is on Orion's belt. And then the little alien dies, and you see the cat and meows because it's sad. That was its owner. That's so sad. But Jay goes to tell Kay, hey, this is what the little alien thing said. What does that mean? So now they have some digging to do because it's talking about a whole galaxy on Orion's belt. They have to protect the galaxy because obviously that's what this bug is wanting at this point. Speaking of the bug, going back to him, he's in this exterminator truck, and he has, again, the little black thing, which now we know he's looking for a galaxy. He breaks it open, and it only has those diamonds that the older man was talking about. He gets mad because that's obviously not what he wants, and he has to go back out and try to find this galaxy that he wants. We're back in the office, and Kay is looking on the computer. We think he's researching, but he looks up this woman, and I assume that it's his wife or it was his girlfriend or something. I don't know. This woman, he's like smiling at her, and it looks like a lost love. And I'm assuming it's like he joined this force. He had to wipe off his identity. So it's just like, of course he can't be with her, but that's sad. Also in the office, they notice that there's a lot of alien activity happening. So people bouncing from here to there to here to there. There's just a lot going on. Back to the bug. So the bug is in the old man's shop. You know, the old man with the cat, he's in his shop. He's breaking the jewelry things. He's looking for the galaxy. He can't find it anywhere. And then he leaves. But right after he leaves, Jay and Kay come in. They're looking around. They notice that things are broken, but they're just like, no jewelry stolen. So what was he looking for? They turn around and they finally notice and identify the bug, and they try to get him. But the best that they could do is Jay shot at him, and it broke his exterminator truck away from a tow truck. His truck was about to get towed. So it left the exterminator truck, and the bug got away. So then that same containment group, that's what they're called, that I talked about in the beginning, who covered up the whole thing with the cops, they came because Jay decided to shoot his little alien gadgets and all this stuff in front of the public. And Kay's just like, we're not supposed to do that. The reason why these people stay safe is because they don't know what's going on. You're not supposed to do that. So the containment group has to come in. They have to clear things up and they have to wipe everybody's memory who was there. That way they can keep the peace and stay secret also. Jay and Kay are going out, still looking for more clues. They can't figure it out. And as they're doing all that stuff, Kay is just like, a galaxy can't be on Orion's belt because Orion's belt is just stars. There's not a galaxy on top of a star.
If the galaxy's here, it's not on Orion's belt.
And then me and Jay at the same time in the movie figure it out. The cat.
Okay.
It's the cat. The cat's name is Orion. His belt.
Boy, when you want to
I was so proud of myself. I'm not very good at getting things like that, but I figured it out. I should have figured it out way earlier, but I didn't. But I got it by myself. So now we're going back to the morgue. The bug shows up and he's trying to play this story off of like, hey, you guys got a dead body here. They had a cat. That cat means a lot to me. Can I have the cat? And then the person who's talking to him, he's just like, oh, well, I need ID. I need proof that this is your cat, all that kind of stuff. And the bug is like, I don't have any of that stuff. So they're having their little squabble back and forth. And Jay comes in. He's just like, I'm going to go ahead and talk. He only knows about the woman that's in the morgue. I'm going to talk to her and I'm going to see if we can get this cat because she'll listen to me, not you. You just like to wipe her memory. That's not what we're doing today. So James goes in. He's just like, hey, there was a cat here. The cat's a witness and we need to take the cat. And she's just like, oh, I don't know. I don't know about the cat. I don't know where the cat is, but I can go with you, trying to give this man hints that the bug is there. The bug is trying to kill her and help her.
really like to go with you. Now.
And exactly why is that?
But he can't take a hint. He can't take any of the cues, any of the faces, any of the looks. Yeah, it's crazy. It took a while, but you finally notice the bug. It doesn't really matter because then the bug ends up taking the morgue lady hostage and they have to go follow it. And as he's taking her hostage, he gets her to like steal a cab. They drive and he swallows the galaxy. So at that point, I'm just like, okay, all bets are off. He swallowed the galaxy. It's over. Then we go back to the lab. So the opposing aliens / bugs that are with this bug that are on the planet now, they're just like, hey, give us the galaxy or we're going to destroy your planet. Okay, bye. So Kay and Jay find out that the bug is going to their, secret little UFO spaceships and they go where he's at to go get him and also go get the woman he took hostage. The bug reaches a UFO before they get there and starts to fly away, but then Jay and Kay finally get there and shoot it down. Once they shoot it down, the bug comes out and is just like, hey, yo, what'd you do that for? That's not cool. And then they're just like, we're about to arrest you because you're breaking all these intergalactic laws and stuff. And then he decides to take off his skin. So he rips off his whole skin. He shows that he's this like big cockroach thing and eats their weapons. Once that happens, Kay looks at Jay and is just like, listen, I'm going to go get my weapon back. But when this happens, you need to make sure he doesn't get on that other ship. So Kay goes over to him. He's taunting him. And as he's doing that, the bug eats him and swallows him whole. Then him and Jay are starting to fight. And Jay is losing badly. He's trying to like punch him and stuff and throw things at him. The bug is like swatting him away and pushing him down. It's too easy. So then after all of that happens, Jay is still trying to like climb on the bug, trying to, get him down, make sure he doesn't go to the ship. The bug swats him away. And then Jay notices that there are some roaches on him. Once he notices that, he starts stepping on them and that triggers the bug. So he's just like, oh, my bad. Was this your family? Was this your cousin, your auntie? And he keeps stepping on him. And that gets the bug to come down because it's making him angry. And it was a beautiful distraction because as he's doing that and talking shit to him, Kay from the inside shoots him and he explodes. Once he explodes, of course, nasty bug alien goop all over them, but they get the galaxy. Little do they know though, roaches can live isn't it true in like real life, roaches can live with only their head for a long time? Well, that happened in this movie. But Miss Girl, who was taken hostage, which I did not notice this and did not mention this entire time. So she was with him. He waved her off. She fell into a tree. She ended up falling out of the tree and went into hiding. Then she came back, shot the head of the roach, and saved them. Sorry, y'all. There's like a lot of like things that go here, back, forth. So I'm sorry that happened. But it's okay. Then at the end, we get to Jay and Kay again. Jay is telling Kay, can we not wipe her memory? She really helped us out here. And Kay is just like, oh, I'm not going to wipe her memory. I want you to wipe mine because I just don't, I want to retire. I want you to be my replacement. I think I've done everything I can do. And I think I've trained you well enough to be able to take over from here.
See you around, Jay.
No, you won't.
So then Jay ends up wiping his memory, and then there's some new tabloid newspapers that come out. Some talking about the UFOs, some talking about different alien stuff. And then there's a tabloid that says, after a 35-year coma, a man comes out, and it's Kay and the woman that he looked up earlier, which I'm going to assume his wife, and they're together. Oh, I love that. Guys, I love, if you couldn't tell. And then we find out the Dr. Morgue lady is now partnered with Jay. So she's part of the Men in Black too. So now they're a team. They're the new Men in Black, part of the agency. And they're off to just fight more aliens and keep the world safe from aliens and under wraps. And that's the end of the movie. That is the end of the movie. And I will say, I think that this movie was okay. I think what really ruined it for me was all the bugs, guys. Like, I can't do it. I truly can't do it. But this movie came out in 1997. So I think for the time, it was like a really, really good movie. But me watching it now, I mean, I think that it's okay. It's an okay movie. This movie got a 91% on Rotten Tomatoes. And this movie won an Oscar for Best Makeup. Now, I will say the makeup between like the bug of his skin when that was happening was pretty good. They made sure to keep it nasty. So that was kind of cool. And again, a 91% on this movie. Maybe when it was rated, like in 1997, yes. But again, me watching it now, I'm just like, oh yeah, it's okay. But again, I don't enjoy watching things about bugs. So that also is put into consideration for me. So yeah, I wouldn't rate this a 91%. I actually would rate it lower than that. Honestly, I would say probably somewhere in the 60 to 70 range. Cause it was a good movie. It was funny. There were actually a lot of funny parts, but I really think the bugs ruined it for me, which makes it sound biased, but that's why I'm not a movie critic. But that's it, you guys. That is the end of the video. Thank you all again so much for tuning in this week. Make sure if you liked what I said during this video, leave a comment. If you didn't like what I said during this video, leave a comment. If you have more recommendations on other movies you'd like me to watch, leave a comment. And as always, if you just want to say how good I did this video, leave a comment below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, tell everybody you know about my channel. Moms, dads, aunts, uncles, snakes, cats, dogs, rats, even though I really rate rats. If you have pet bugs, you can tell them, I just don't want to see them. You can also follow me on TikTok and Instagram at kemmasneverseenit and on BlueSky at thatskemmaj. As always, I'm so appreciative to all of you who tune in each week. If you just got here, hey girl, I post every Thursday, and as long as there's movies that I have not seen, I will continue to keep posting every Thursday. So make sure you run it back. But again, until next time, I will see you all back here next week. Bye.